They dropped all cadets on a Class 3 Deathworld. The human called it spring break. The screams began before the drop pods even hit the ground. A massive creature burst from the jungle canopy, 6 meters of claws, teeth, and muscle, slamming into a landing pod and tearing it open like paper. Cadets scattered in terror, weapons fired wildly, and in the middle of the chaos, the human stepped out of his pod, stretched his arms, and grinned. "Wow," he said casually. "This place looks awesome." The Galactic War Academy had one final test. Survival on a hostile world. Not a simulation, not a training field. A real planet, classified as a Class 3 death world. Extreme weather, hyper-aggressive predators, toxic plants. Gravity slightly higher than standard. Only cadets capable of surviving would graduate. Most species feared this test. Today, 200 cadets from across the galaxy were being dropped onto the surface, among them one human cadet, Marcus Hale. The moment the drop pods landed, panic erupted. The jungle was alive. Towering alien trees blocked the sky. Strange insect swarms buzzed through thick, humid air. Predatory animals roared from somewhere deep in the forest. Four-legged reptilian cadet shouted into his communicator, "Form defensive positions." Another screamed as a plant vine wrapped around his leg and dragged him into the undergrowth. High above, instructors watched from orbit. Their sensors tracked the chaos unfolding below, and one instructor pointed at Marcus. "Why isn't the human running?" Marcus stood in the clearing examining the ground. He crouched down, touched the soil, smelled the air, then he smiled. "Reminds me of home." 3 cadets ran toward him in panic. "Human!" one shouted. "You must hide." Marcus blinked. "Why?" A deafening roar shook the trees. The predator that had attacked the first pod burst into the clearing, 6 glowing eyes, teeth like knives, massive claws capable of shredding armor. The alien cadets froze in terror. Marcus simply looked at it. Then, he picked up a stick. From orbit, the instructors leaned closer to their monitors. "What is the human doing?" The creature charged. Marcus stepped sideways. The predator slammed into a tree trunk. Before it could recover, Marcus swung the stick straight into one of its eyes. The beast shrieked and stumbled backward. Marcus grabbed a rock and hurled it with surprising force. The stone struck the creature's skull with a sickening crack. The predator collapsed, dead. The alien cadets stared in shock. Marcus shrugged. Big cat rules. Hours passed. Most cadets struggled. Some hid in caves. Others tried to build shelters. Predators hunted constantly. Storms ripped through the jungle. Toxic spores filled the air. And Marcus built a campfire. Roasted meat from the creature he killed and started giving survival advice. Don't touch the purple mushrooms. Boil that water first. And if you hear clicking noises, climb a tree. The cadets listened carefully, because every prediction the human made came true. That night, another predator pack attacked the camp. 8 creatures burst from the jungle. The cadets panicked. Marcus didn't. He kicked dirt over the fire, grabbed a burning branch, and charged the beasts. The sudden flames terrified them. He drove them back with pure aggression. When the last predator fled, the cadets stared at him in stunned silence. One whispered nervously, "How are you not afraid?" Marcus looked confused. Afraid of what? From orbit, the instructors were no longer amused. One of them pulled up Marcus's species file. Planet of origin, Earth classification, Class 12, Deathworld. The instructor froze. That can't be right. Another officer checked the data. Gravity, stronger. Weather, violent. Ecosystems, full of apex predators. Disease levels extreme, and humans had evolved there. Down on the surface, a cadet asked Marcus the question everyone was wondering. "Human, what do you call a planet like this?" Marcus looked around at the jungle, the predators, the storms rolling across the sky. Then he grinned. "Honestly, feels like spring break." When the test ended 3 days later, the instructors recovered the surviving cadets. Most of them were exhausted, injured, traumatized. Marcus stepped onto the recovery ship carrying a bag of strange fruits he had collected. The Academy Commandant stared at him. "You enjoyed the test?" Marcus nodded. "Yeah." The Commandant slowly closed the report, because the truth was becoming impossible to ignore. If a Class 3 Deathworld felt like a vacation to humans, then the galaxy had seriously underestimated the kind of world it took to create them.